beautiful property in Michigan. It's like amazing. The design, the amenities, like it's like the queen of short-term rental properties, right?
Yeah, she's beautiful property.
So talk to us about the property and then how that progressed.
Yeah. So, I mean, I found the property and I just fell in love with it because it's this big, beautiful, historic home.
In what year did you find it?
We found it in 2022.
Okay.
It got listed live on Airbnb early 2023.
On a lake in Michigan?
Not on a lake, just off a lake. It's about a quarter of a mile from a lake, but it had a pool. It's got hot tub. It's got a speakeasy in the basement. It holds 16 people.
But an area people are coming to visit this lake for...
Not really even.
Really? That's how you portray it on your videos.
Yeah, I know. It was one that just didn't really comp at all. And there are so many other bigger markets around it that are much more tourist focused. And I just saw this one town that didn't have a whole lot of accommodations, a whole lot of tourism, and I was like, man, this could be a huge win for this city. And I found investors who just kind of believed in that dream and loved the house and saw the vision, and so they were like, yeah, we're willing to take this risk with you. And it was a huge win for the city of Cadillac, but they changed short-term rental regulations.
Okay, so we buy Cadillac, what do you call it?
Orange Cadillac.
Orange Cadillac.
Yep.
So we buy Orange Cadillac.
Mm-hmm.
You do the whole design thing,
Yep.
which y'all are super talented at.
Thank you.
You add in the amenities, which
Yep.
are what?
Pool, hot tub, speakeasy, game room, the whole 9 yards.
And it looks amazing.
Yeah.
It like photographs really well. We're cash flowing.
Yeah. We the first year we ran it, we made $190,000 in revenue on that thing.
Shut up. That's amazing.
Yeah. And like nothing supported that number from a numbers perspective.
And it's
on the
like a
beginning.
true testament to like what design can do for a property.
Yeah. Design and great management. Yeah. I mean, it really knocked it out of the park.
Well, I think one thing you're also not mentioning is it was a 3-bedroom and you turned it into a 5 because there was so much unused space in it that like adding that extra sleeping without making it a heads in bed situation also really like turns that around.
Yeah, the house had 3 living rooms and we're like, we didn't need 3 living rooms. We needed more bedrooms.
So you're making this amazing cash flow.
Yeah.
We fast forward to a couple months ago and what happens?
The city changed regulation. They made it to where, only a certain zone was allowed to operate short-term rentals, and we
This is
share
like every short-term rental owner's
nightmare.
worst nightmare.
And we literally share like 2 of our 4 sides of our house is butted up next to the zone that allows Airbnbs.
So like the one that's not allowed.
Yeah. We're in just this.
Do you feel singled out?
Well, every other property in the city got shut down because they were all in residential zones. We were just the only ones that were like close to the correct zoning. And the house is so specifically, I mean, you can't argue that the highest and best use of that property isn't short-term rentals. Like there's nothing else that house is going to be used for. It's just that the city is, they were very anti short-term rentals.
So what happened? Did they send you a letter? Did you get a notice? Like what happened?
They sent 2 letters to my business partner, Matt, on the deal, and he didn't receive the letters. And so all of a sudden the city, and even though, I mean, we had been in contact with the city, they had my phone number, they had his phone number, they had our emails, they had all this information, but they had sent these 2 letters to like a P.O. box somewhere. And we didn't receive the letters, and then all of a sudden they had opened up a lawsuit with us, and they were suing us for
Shut up. How did you find out they were suing you?
They finally emailed us. And I was like, why didn't
you can email me for this, but you can't like send me the important stuff?
Yeah. I was like, what? Like, it was shocking to find out that the city was mad at us because I was like, you had my contact information the whole time.
Did you get an attorney?
Yep, immediately.
So what happens next?
So we we paid for all the legal expenses that the city had incurred in the situation because we were like, we're so sorry, we're just trying to make it right. Even though we felt like we really weren't in the wrong to begin with.
Of course.
But, for perception's sake, like, let's just pay the city's legal fees. And so now we've been in a rezone process since September of last year when we shut the property down. We stopped taking guests. And so from September
now you have
to,
overhead?
Yeah.
How much a month?
$7,000 a month.
Shut up.
Yeah.
So $7,000 a month since September.
Yep.
You had a hearing recently.
Yeah. We finally got the public hearing and
which you had to like beg for. You had to like get on news outlets, social media, podcasts because they weren't going to give you one.
Yeah, we went to the meeting where they were just supposed to schedule our public hearing, and they didn't know who I was. It was the first time that the city council was seeing me in person, and they were like, we don't even want to have a conversation about this. We just want to squash it today, which is illegal. And their attorney was like, you can't do that. And they were like, we want to change the rules. We want to add something in that allows us to just squash it. And I was like, then I'm going on the news. I'm making a podcast. I'm going to put it on every Facebook page. I'm talking to all of our neighbors. I'm like, I don't want to make this a big deal. I wanted it to be.
You aren't giving me a choice. You even paid your legal bills. We were trying, and you are not working with me.
Yep. So now I'm just going to get loud.
Because I feel like people think, like, it's America. We can do whatever we want to.
Yeah.
And you can't.
No.
Especially when the city gets involved, you're screwed.
Yeah.
And they're like monsters.
Yeah.
They're literally like the mob.
Yes.
Because you have to pay them money or they put you in jail.
And even when you do pay them money, they're still like, you're in the wrong. And I'm like, what? Why?
Okay, so you get your hearing.
Yep.
And
all of a sudden, the city is in an uproar over a whole separate issue, PFAS. Like, there's PFAS in the wells. People are upset. And so there's 5 city council members. I need 3 out of 5 votes. And at the last city council meeting, 2 out of the 3 quit.
Shut up.
So now I need a unanimous vote, or I have to push my hearing back 2 weeks so they can get 2 new city council members in there.
While we're still paying $7,000 a month.
While we're still paying $7,000 a month. And so right now we're choosing, hopefully, the route of pushing it back 2 weeks to April 7th, and then they'll determine our fate on the 7th.
So to be continued.
To be continued.
How are you paying the $7,000 a month?
I mean, fortunately, we had to shut down operation in September, so we had all of our summer profits hit.
Oh my gosh, you had to cancel reservations too.
We had reservations through September, so we had to cancel a month of reservations, but we had gotten to collect all of our highest paying reservations throughout the year in June, July, August. And so we had, I think, like $70,000 or $80,000 in our bank account when we found out we had to shut down, but that money runs out April. So we haven't had to come out of pocket. Our investors haven't had to put any money into it. But, our public hearing is April 7th, and the money runs out April 4th.
And you don't have reservations on the books.
And we have no reservations on the books. So
what are you thinking?
The internal side of our business is really messy as well. You've got investors who are scared. You've got, decisions that have to be made. And so that capital call is coming, and it is unclear on what's going to happen with that capital call. So
are you freaking out?
No, honestly, the investors that we're working with, even though there's some internal drama, I have maintained a really good relationship with the investors. And so I'm aligned with them on the way that they want to go. It's just...
We're going to have a part 2.